Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into the ultimate biological hack. We're going to look at exactly how you can hijack your body's stress response and finally reclaim that lost energy using the absolute latest science.
Let me know if this sounds a little too familiar. You wake up at, say, 3 a.m. You're just staring at the ceiling, feeling completely wired, and yet you're absolutely exhausted, dragging yourself through the entire day. It's a maddening cycle, right?
Well, that deeply frustrating feeling, it's usually driven by cortisol. Now, I know cortisol gets a really bad rap, but it's actually your body's well-meaning, if maybe a little overly dramatic, stress hormone. It's pumped out by your adrenal glands, which sit like tiny little hats right on top of your kidneys, and it acts as your primary fight-or-flight alarm system. It's literally designed to give you a quick, intense burst of energy to escape danger. The problem isn't the alarm itself. The problem is when the alarm just won't turn off.
And when this alarm gets stuck in the on position, oh man, it wreaks total havoc on your biology. Chronic stress triggers a whole cascade of physical symptoms. We're talking about stubborn weight gain, especially around the belly and face, high blood pressure, weird muscle weakness, and, of course, completely broken sleep cycles.
But here's the good news. We've put together a science-backed stress toolkit to fix this. It's broken down into 4 pillars: the power of breath, movement for stress relief, diet, gut, and cortisol, and finally, adaptogens and quality sleep.
All right, let's jump right into Pillar 1, the power of breath. So Dr. Andrew Huberman popularized this brilliant technique called the physiological sigh. It is incredibly simple, but so effective. You basically take 2 consecutive inhales through your nose to maximally inflate all those tiny little sacs in your lungs, and then you follow that with 1 long exhale through your mouth to completely empty them. Think of it as a real-time neurological emergency brake. You can literally pull this brake anytime, anywhere, to instantly shift your nervous system from agitated right back to calm.
Now, if you're looking for long-term rewiring, we have to look at clinical abdominal breathing. A really fascinating trial in Frontiers in Psychology found a specific, highly effective formula, the 1-to-2 breathing ratio. That just means inhaling through your nose for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then exhaling through your mouth for 5 to 7 seconds. The secret sauce here is making sure that exhale is longer. And the wild part? The patients in this study only did this for 10 to 15 minutes a day.
And here is the absolutely crucial takeaway. Doing this consistently for just 8 weeks caused a massive, lasting drop in anxiety. Researchers actually measured an objective decrease in blood pressure and resting heart rate. Just 8 weeks to fundamentally optimize your physiological baseline.
Okay, moving right along to Pillar 2, movement for stress relief.
Look, we all know exercise is great for us, right? But when it comes to managing stress, intensity can actually be a double-edged sword. 30 minutes of moderate daily aerobic exercise, like going for a brisk walk or a light jog, reliably lowers your baseline cortisol over time. But if you push yourself too hard with high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, you can actually cause those stress hormones to stay spiked if you overtrain. You have to remember, exercise is literally a stressor on its own, and your body needs time to recover from that hit.
That's exactly why the experts at Stanford Lifestyle Medicine are pretty clear on this. Limit those intense HIIT sessions to just once or twice a week. Why? Because you absolutely have to give your body's stress response time to fully recover and let your baseline reset. It's really about working smarter, not just beating yourself up in the gym.
Let's transition over to Pillar 3, diet, gut, and cortisol.
Okay, if you have ever instinctively reached for a donut right after a super stressful meeting, I need you to know it is not a lack of willpower. It's literally your biology. Chronic stress actively sabotages your diet by tanking your leptin, that's your fullness hormone, while simultaneously jacking up ghrelin, your appetite hormone. Your body is basically tricking your brain into craving high-calorie, sugary comfort foods because it genuinely thinks you need quick energy to survive a threat.
But you absolutely can fight back here. By feeding your gut microbiome with a Mediterranean-style diet packed with omega-3s and probiotic foods, think kefir, kimchi, kombucha, all that good stuff, you're sending powerful biochemical calming signals directly up the vagus nerve straight to your brain. In fact, data from Zoe suggests we should be aiming to eat a diverse rainbow of about 30 different plant foods every single week. Doing that directly feeds the microbes that help regulate your mood and keep that cortisol in check.
Finally, let's open up Pillar 4, adaptogens and quality sleep.
To give our systems a little extra support, we can look at natural plant compounds called adaptogens. But here's the catch, don't just start taking them blindly. We can actually symptom match these clinical adaptogens to what you specifically need. For example, you might reach for rhodiola in the morning if you're dealing with burnout and brain fog. Or you could try ashwagandha in the evening to quiet down high stress and nighttime anxiety. Holy basil is fantastic for general emotional balance during the day, and reishi mushroom can be a total game changer for light sleepers at night. It's all about personalizing your relief based on exactly when your system needs the help.
Using these supplements, combined with getting sunlight and timing your meals right, helps respect your body's natural circadian rhythm. Because, believe it or not, you don't actually want cortisol to be flat all day. Your body desperately wants cortisol to peak around 9 a.m. to give you that get-up-and-go energy, and it needs it to drop to its absolute lowest around midnight so you can actually wind down and rest.
And to maintain that beautiful natural rhythm, getting 7 to 9 hours of consistent sleep every single night is quite frankly non-negotiable. Cortisol and sleep have this intense two-way relationship. High cortisol totally wrecks your sleep, and poor sleep drastically spikes your baseline cortisol for the very next day. It's a vicious loop.
As the medical guidance in our sources perfectly summarizes, sleep is not a luxury. It is the absolute foundation of your overall health. You have to fiercely protect your sleep window if you want your body's stress alarm system to function the way it's supposed to.
So you now have a totally science-backed toolkit, everything from the physiological psi to targeted adaptogens. But it leaves us with a pretty provocative question. What if the secret to doubling your daily energy isn't about pushing yourself harder, but simply giving your body permission to finally turn the alarm off? Looking at everything we covered today, which specific tool are you going to pull out and use right now?